On the last row will be the number 4 of Mark Esposito from Seymour, Connecticut. Right next to him, driving the 01, will be Sean Buffington. And that's your starting lineup for our Legends Car feature. We're just about to get underway as the Bob Valenti Automall Monte Carlo pulls to the infield. They're coming back towards the start-finish line. On the front row, the Silas Hiscock Jr. and Ron Narducci. Narducci with a huge jump out there as he puts the 44 on the point. It looks like the yellow flag is in the hand of the starter. We'll see if this one's going to hold up. It certainly will, as they come down around for the end of lap number 1.
And it's the 44 out front, pulling away for Ron Narducci. Engine builder for the NASCAR Featherweight Modified Series, Legends Car driver on a Saturday night. Silas Hiscock is in that second spot. Here comes Len Beebe, winner here last Wednesday evening. Up to third, moving around the 42 of Michael Pepe for the spot. 4 cars battling for the second spot down the back straightaway. Here comes Beebe to the outside lane.
Look at the number 5 making its way up there, Kyle. That's Chris Pastriak. Pastriak had a tremendous run in his first heat of the evening, and he's out there making a charge toward the front right now in the number 5. But the man to beat on the track is the 44 of Ron Narducci.
Narducci holds the top spot, followed by Len Beebe in car number 38, running in second. Then it's the 37 for Silas Jr. in the third spot, followed by the 44 of Pepe and the 19 of Dwayne Dorr. Indian file off of turn number 2, the 5. Chris Pastriak runs next in line in an incident up in turn number 1 involving a car that is spun around backwards. All 3 cars are refired, so we'll stay under the green flag back down to the stripe.
So as you can see, green flag racing continues. Ritz Spargo up in that mess, but Len Beebe making his way up towards the front. He's in that brightly colored number 38 as they make their way around the speedway. Len Beebe trying to get by Ron Narducci, and it's a little bit like deja vu all over again, Kyle, because that's exactly what happened in the heat race.
That's what happened in the heat, but now this is where the points pay, and it's the race leaders off of turn number 4 for Ron Narducci at the point, leading Len Beebe. Chris Pastriak is joining that bunch at the front of the field to make it a 5-car race for the top spot. Dwayne Dorr slipped the 6th, single file down the back straightaway, nose to tail. They'll put a lap on the 16 for Ritz Spargo over turn 4.
Well, tough break for Rit, one of the longtime competitors in this division. Narducci comes flying by. Len Beebe comes flying by. Silas Hiscock in the 37 going by, and Mike Pepe will continue the parade as Ritz Spargo watches the cars go by in this race. Dwayne Dorr having a great showing out here in his second time behind the wheel of a Legends car, following Chris Pastriak around. Kyle, if you've got to follow somebody around a racetrack, you better have Chris Pastriak in front of you when you're racing in Legends cars.
Yeah, Pastriak, as young as he is, has been around the Legends car division for quite a few years now. I believe it's his 4th or 5th year running the tour full time, and now winning as driver in 2002 here at the Waterford Speedbowl to the outside of Silas Jr. off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway for the 3rd spot. Len Beebe got out of shape a lap and a half ago while challenging Ron Narducci for the race lead. Had to back off the gas for a moment, lost 2 car lengths, but quickly makes the ground up back to turn number 1. Car still a little evil on the number 38 for Len Beebe.
38 making a move right now, trying to close the gap, but the car to keep an eye on is the number 5. This is his point in the race where he really starts to move. Halfway through the race, as you can see the signal going up by Hank Scarpa. Chris likes to watch the action take place for a while, figure out where everybody is on the track, and then he puts the pedal to the metal and goes racing.
We are just past the halfway mark in this 25-lap feature event. The 44 of Narducci, the 38 of Beebe, still locked bumper to bumper to turn number 2 for the race lead. Len looking for his 2nd win this week here in this division. He took down the checkered flag first on Wednesday night, part of our Wild and Wacky presentation. That was the only feature that got in the books before the rains came. Looks to the outside of Narducci for the top spot. Back to turn number 2, but here comes that 5. Chris Pastriak, point leader. And lead change back straight away. Len Beebe gets around Narducci for the top spot.
Narducci slipped there for a second. That's all that Len Beebe needed to put the number 38 on the point. And right now, this is the way they line up. Len Beebe first, Ron Narducci second, Chris Pastriak third, Silas Hiscock fourth, And rounding out your top 5 is Dwayne Dorr in the 19. As they make their way in front of the grandstand area, 9 laps left to go.
Dwayne Dorr doing a nice job hanging on to the elite pack in car number 19. Dorr, I believe this is just his second start of 2002, with his first coming on Wednesday night. So running well behind Silas Jr. Len Beebe, though, opening it up, and laps beginning to tick away here. 8 laps to go. And the battle, though, for second. Ron Narducci and Chris Pastriak heats up. Then it's back to Silas Jr. and Dwayne Dorr, followed by the 42 in the 6th position for Michael Pepe from Camden, Connecticut.
Dwayne Dorr just getting into the Legends car game. Had the opportunity to buy a Legends car. As a matter of fact, he was in looking for parts this week and got some parts for the cars. He's getting it dialed in. Seems to be able to do so as he's now in the 5, but I'll tell you what, they're bunching up towards the front of the pack out there, Kyle. This is a great race.
Comes Pastriak to get the second spot away from Narducci, wanting to look for the race lead on the number 38 of Len Beebe. Pastriak appears to have the quicker car and will take the long way around on the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's Pastriak to the outside lane. Beebe down low, holds him off this time by with a handful of laps to go.
Well, he's had a quick car all night, has Chris Pastriak, as we were shown during our qualifying run. In fact, he had that dialed in. It was very dominant in his heat race. It looks like now, however, the scale is pretty much to even out. As you can see, Len Beebe also a quick car as he's been all season.
Only 4 points separating the top 2 competitors after the Wednesday night show. Len Beebe gained a couple of points on Pastriak on that evening, so really tight amongst the leaders in the championship standings, and even tighter out on the speedway with 3 laps to go. Pastriak looks to the outside of Beebe down in turn number 1. Beebe's going to hold him off. Pastriak gets a run halfway down the back straightaway. Narducci looks on in 3rd, Silas Jr. 4th, Dwayne Dorr 5th. 2 laps to go off turn number 4 for Len Beebe.
When we talk about points, there's a gentleman out there towards the back of the field, the 0-1 of Sean Buffington. He's taken over the ride for Gaudesi out there in the 0-1. The 23 wasn't running earlier in the race, Kyle. This is really going to jumble up the points race as Sean Buffington was one of the front runners.
Yeah, Buffington was in the top 10 in points. He's running at the back of the pack with a lap to go. Len Beebe to the inside, Pastriak to the outside lane last time down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Narducci looks on in 3rd, side by side, off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out at the stripe. We'll check with the scores. It might have been Len Beebe by a couple of inches. Pastriak was there. They were dead even when they crossed the start-finish line in the closest finish of the double this week. Let's go down to Matt.
Thank you, Kyle, as we're about to start our tour of the podium with tonight's 3rd place finisher, Ron Narducci. And Ron, you had a view of a pretty good, exciting race. You were in there for a while. Did you lose your car as the race went on?
No, the car actually got a little bit better toward the end. In the beginning, I was pushing in and loose off, and Lenny got into me coming out of 2 there, got me out of shape, and that was it.
But another consistent run for you. What we've been accustomed to seeing here at Waterford, you finishing in the podium, you have to be happy.
Yeah, I'm real happy. I want to thank all my sponsors, John Simlick, Clemens, Foreign Auto Parts, Norm's Auto Body, my owner Doug, my family. We'll get there. We're 2nd, 3rds every week. One of these weeks it'll be ours.
Okay, that could come before you know it. Our 3rd place man, Ron Narducci. And now we move to 2nd place. Finishing 2nd tonight, Chris Pastriak. And Chris, you tried everything you knew, anything possible to do in that car, and you just couldn't get around Len Beebe.
Yeah, Lenny was hooked up real well tonight, and my car was just a little bit tight, and it showed when I got up on the outside of him. I kind of had to get out of it coming out of the corner. He must have got me just by a couple inches. It should have been a real good race. I'd like to thank #1 fan RJ. He's here every Wednesday and every Saturday night and sitting in the grandstand. Everybody else for coming out, and hopefully you get the rest of the showing.
Anything else you could have done that you didn't do?
I could have tried him on the bottom, but he was real loose off, and I'd already committed myself to trying to get by him on the top. So Ronnie would have been right there. If I tried to back off and go around him on the inside, he would have got 2nd. So made my choice. I had to stick with it.
Okay, another great performance by the driver of car number 5, Chris Pastriak. And now we go to the winner's circle. Pictures being taken. A happy crew for Len Beebe tonight. And Len, come on over. How about a big hand tonight for the winner of an exciting feature, Len Beebe. Len, take us through that last lap. Chris Pastriak was doing everything he could to try to get that lead.
Yeah, he was. I knew he was coming on strong, and that's what makes it so much fun. The last feature was won by less than that, and I knew Chris was going to be rough. I just wanted to make sure I didn't mess up like I did last time and lose a bunch of ground. And try to stay in it so he couldn't get by. That's all I could do, just keep my line and run as hard as I could and hope I had enough.
And you've been running as hard as you could all season long. How about a big hand for tonight's winner, Len Beebe?